Birmingham really has played a key part to the success of our business.
Birmingham was the first and only choice for us.
We are right in the heart of the country. We are connected by airport, by train, by rail, by car.
From here in Birmingham, businesses can connect to every part of the globe.
I work a lot with international companies, especially in China and the mainland Europe. So Birmingham is really convenient for me to go to anywhere in the world.
With an office in Los Angeles and a lot of work that we do in New York, it really helps us.
Ongoing investment in the UK transport network is centred around Birmingham in many instances, and that can only give us positive benefits.
One of the things we have done with our office in Birmingham is actually relocate a number of central national functions into the office.
Overall, I think it was a good package for us looking to locate outside London compared to other cities that we assessed.
We were quite bowled over when we arrived in the city about the number of organisations and people who wanted to help us.
We all work together in order to support each other, and that's something that I find is quite unique to Birmingham.
We are looking at digital, science, medical, research and green technologies.
With the focus that Birmingham's had on digital, it's really helped the industry and the influx of new companies into the region.
Birmingham is a real centre and a hub for research and medical technology.
Foreign firms and wealthy nations are looking to invest in Birmingham. Microsoft is looking for a base, and the oil nation Qatar is on the verge of announcing a major investment. It's thought to have been in talks to spend £150 million.
The details emerged at a briefing by Birmingham City Council to MPs at Westminster last night. The city is talking to China and Middle Eastern countries who want to invest their considerable wealth. Our business correspondent Mark Goff was at the briefing.
According to Birmingham City Council leader Mike Whitby, wealthy foreign governments are falling over themselves to hand over some of their cash. Last night at Westminster, businesses, MPs and ministers were briefed on Birmingham's plans to win foreign investment from rich nations with sovereign wealth funds, pots of cash to invest abroad. The latest country is Qatar, an oil and gas-rich state. But the biggest prize is China. The Chinese Prime Minister visited MG Motor last summer, and Birmingham believes it's links like this that can prise open Chinese wallets. However, the largest single investor in Birmingham as of today is America.
The US are the #1 investor in the Midlands. We have a healthy US economy within the Midlands.
Good news for our region's economy tonight. The Midlands has seen significant growth in the level of foreign investment, bucking the national trend. Over the past year, the number of foreign projects across the UK has fallen by 2%. But here, it's risen by almost 20%. It's largely down to companies like MG Rover, helping Birmingham in particular to become a huge success story. Our business correspondent Peter Plisner reports.
A state-of-the-art engine test facility at MG's factory in Longbridge, a £1.2 million inward investment direct from China. Elsewhere at Longbridge, another big investment, this time in a virtual reality system to aid car design. So why is MG investing here?
There is a great engineering skills base here, which is very much recognised by China. So they invest here because there's a great skills base, some very, very experienced engineers and designers working here.
China could be about to invest billions of pounds in some of the region's biggest infrastructure projects, including high-speed rail and Birmingham Airport. In a letter to the city leaders in Birmingham, the state-owned China Railway Group says it wants to make long-term investments. One project is the reopening of a long-disused rail line. The £280 million link would give much easier access to HS2 if it eventually goes ahead. 2026 is the projected date when passengers will be able to board the first high-speed trains from Birmingham to London. Here's our transport correspondent, Peter Plisner.
In a letter sent to Birmingham City Council leader Sir Albert Bohr, the China Railway Group says, "We write to express our formal interest in making long-term investments in the region." And talking about expansion at Birmingham Airport and better transport links for passengers, the group also says, "We would like to explore opportunities to participate in the delivery of these plans." It's not the first time the Chinese have invested in the West Midlands. Money from China has helped restart production lines at the collapsed London Taxi Company. And before that, at Longbridge, where British expertise is being used to design MG cars for production in China.
Now, banks in China have recruited a Birmingham law firm to advertise their wealthy clients on how to invest. Well, one has already bought a whole block of flats and a dozen more multimillionaires are ready to come to the city.
Yes, it's a sign of the growing influence of the Chinese in the region. Well, today is the Chinese New Year and our business correspondent Mark Goff has been gauging how important China is to our economy.
At this lighting firm in Birmingham, the power behind its success is Chinese. They supply lighting for offices and factories. The parent company in China did most of the lighting for the Beijing Olympics.
We have 12 millionaires, money is ready, waiting to come into Birmingham to invest.
Birmingham is to become the first UK airport outside London to operate direct flights to Beijing. In 2012, the year of the Olympics, the Chinese visitor market was worth £15 million to the West Midlands economy. Birmingham is now the fourth most popular destination for Chinese visitors in England. But the flights will only operate during the summer months. Here's our transport correspondent, Peter Plisner.
The Chinese Prime Minister enjoying the delights of Stratford-upon-Avon 2 years ago. He flew direct on a specially chartered flight, and this summer others will too, with a series of charter flights direct from Beijing. At the airport today, passengers were looking forward to yet another new destination. And already at this Birmingham travel agent, there have been plenty of inquiries from those hoping to use the new service.
There's always a lot of people make inquiries and lots of people demanding whether there's a direct flight from Birmingham to China.
Birmingham's commercial property market received a much-needed uplift after a city centre landmark was sold for £40 million. Commercial property investors have renewed their appetite in the regional property market after one of Birmingham's most prominent structures went for an impressive price. The building, which stands as a focal point of urban landscape, attracted 100% equity bids, highlighting the growing appetite for commercial property in the city. According to the property consultancy handling the sale, more than half of the investors had no existing assets in the city, with bidders as far as America and the Middle East interested in the recent sale. This showed investors are waking up to the lack of office development and the absorption of Grade A office stock in Birmingham, with the bottom of the occupation market now in sight. The gulf between London and regional offices is at an all-time high, but Birmingham has certainly applied the foundations to narrow this gap. With several trophy assets and coveted tenants now occupying city space, the West Midlands powerhouse looks set to drive a regional revival.
2013 was the year that the headwinds for UK commercial property suddenly turned around and became tailwinds. Bank lending became more available as the UK banks in particular de-emphasised the effect of their commercial lending on their balance sheets. There was a greater risk tolerance as people were looking for a hedge away from bond markets, and the net result was a really decent return of 10% in 2013, and we see the tailwinds for the market continuing in 2014. There's more confidence in economic prospects, and we expect returns to be the same, if not better, this year.